Hello everyone, today we have a pre-ski workout for you. So we're going to be focusing on not only strengthening but also mobility so that your body is warmed up and strong enough for a whole day of skiing. So we're going to be focusing a lot on our core strength, our leg strength, and we're going to be working on the mobility in our ankles, knees, and hips, because mobility in those joints will give us the effortless turns skiing on the slopes. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're actually gonna get started in yogi squats, okay? So you're gonna keep your feet hip distance apart, and then you're gonna turn your toes out, and then you're gonna bring your hands together in front of your heart, and then see if you can squat all the way down into a yogi squat. All right, from here you're just going to work on opening up your hips a little bit and your calves, and you're going to work on the mobility in your ankles a little bit. All right, so you're just going to shift your weight to one side and then another with your hands right in front of you to give you some stability, and then you're just going to open up your upper body side to side at the 45-degree angle, and working on shifting your weight from one leg to another. All right, so that's gonna warm your ankles up and warm your hips up a little bit. All right, and then once you get ready, come back into yogi squat, and then you're just gonna open up your upper body to the right side first and open your arms. Okay, so really turn your upper body to the right side and feel that stretch in your lower back and the tension that is heavier on your left foot. Okay, so we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths and just breathe in and out deeply. Okay, and then come back to center, and then you can shift your weight one side and then another again. You can even lift your hips up a little bit to give you more ranges of motion, and then this is also going to help you to get used to pivoting and turning with your knees. Okay, knees and ankles. Perfect. All right, from here, come back to center, and then you're gonna open up to the left side. So open your upper body up to the left side and open your arms as well. And then really feel that you're stretching and opening your chest. And you can feel some stretch in your back and also feeling more weight on your right foot. Awesome job. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And just breathe in and out deeply through your nose. And then come back to center. All right. From here, you're actually just gonna pivot to your left side. So pivot your left knee so that you're in a low lunge on your left side. Okay. So your right knee is on the ground first, and then we're just gonna do a stretch first. So straighten your upper body into a low lunge first, and then just feel the stretch on your right hip first. Okay, we're just gonna stay here with good posture. Keep your gaze forward and your upper body straight and your hips are leveled. And we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. And then you're gonna stretch out your right hip a little bit more by trying to reach for your right foot with your right hand. Awesome job. Okay, you're also gonna feel some stretch in your quadricep, and just embrace that stretch. Okay, just keep breathing in and out deeply through your nose and gaze forward. Awesome job. This is a great hip and quad opening stretch. Awesome job. Okay, from here you're gonna lower your right foot, and then you're gonna lift your right knee into a high lunge. Okay, and then keep your hands on the ground to support you. Then we're just gonna go from a high lunge to warrior 3. Okay, so lift your right leg up, straighten your left leg, and then It's not very important if you can lift your hands up or not. Feel free to just keep your hands on the ground to support you. Now we're just gonna do that a couple times to really open up our left knees. Okay, to really increase that agility in our left knees. Okay, so lift up and then lower into a high lunge. A couple more times. Up and lower. Up and lower. Awesome job. Okay, and then from here, a high lunge. See if you can just walk your hands to the center. Okay, so pivot your upper body to be facing me again, and then pivot to the right side. Awesome job. Now we'll start from a low lunge again. Okay, so make sure that your hips are leveled, straighten your upper body, and then bring your gaze forward. And we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths first to open up our left hips. And then once you're ready, try to reach for your left foot with your left hand. And we're gonna be here for a couple more breaths. Just breathe in and out deeply through your nose. And really feel the stretch in your left hip and your left quad. Awesome job. All right, from here, lower your left foot and then tuck your left toes in and then lift your left leg into a high lunge. And then from here, you're gonna straighten into a warrior three. And then come back to a high lunge a couple more times. Warrior three, high lunge, and warrior three, and a high lunge. Awesome job. Okay, from here, you're gonna pivot through the center again. Okay, so come to the center into a sumo squat. And then you're gonna lift your hips up into a wide-legged forward fold. Okay, so we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths to stretch our hamstrings out a little bit. Okay, so feet are definitely wider than your hips width apart. And then just breathe in and out deeply through your nose. Awesome job. Okay, from here you're gonna pivot to your left side into a runner split on your left side, and you're just gonna breathe in and out deeply through your nose in this runner split, and stretch out your hamstring and your calves a little bit more. Okay, and now we're gonna switch sides. Step up your right foot and then step your left foot back into a runner split on the other side, and just breathe in and out deeply through your nose as you're stretching. Awesome job. Okay, from here, you're gonna bend your right knee into a high lunge on your right side, and then see if you can step your left leg up into a chair pose. So step with your legs bent, and lift your hands up into a chair pose. Awesome job. Okay, so here is when it gets a little bit aerobic. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of jumps. So from chair to a jump and then land in a chair. Okay, so as if you're jumping over a little hump on the slopes. Okay, so first stay in chair pose and then lift and then chair pose. Okay, so it's also called a ski jumper, but we're just gonna do this a couple of times to get used to feeling that impact and always landing with your knees slightly bent. Okay, so when you're actually skiing, you don't sit back this much, but now it just to get you that feeling of always bending your legs a little bit. Awesome job. From here, forward fold. Relax your neck, shake your head no, nod your head yes. And then hands all the way up into mountain pose. Awesome job. Okay, from here we're gonna do a couple more aerobatic poses, and then we're gonna end with a stretch. Okay, all right, so from here we're gonna do the ski jumps. Okay, so instead of jumping up and down, we're gonna bring some movements to our legs. and some pivots in our bodies. Okay, so you can bring your feet hip width apart, and then just to get used to the ski jumpers, first bend your left leg as if it's in a high lunge. Okay, so high lunge on your left side first. Now you're just gonna bring your left foot more to your left side, and then bring it back to a high lunge. Okay, so pivot, and then high lunge. A couple more times. Pivot, and high lunge, and pivot, and high lunge. Awesome job. And then through your chair pose, you're gonna come back to a forward fold, relax a little, and then we'll do it on the other side. Okay, so breathe in, hands up, and then come into a high lunge on your right side first, and then the same thing, okay? So keep your gaze forward, hips are leveled, and then you're just gonna bring your right foot to the right side of your body, and then bring it back to a high lunge. A couple more times. Right side, lunge, right side, lunge, and one more time together. Right side, and lunge, and then come back to a chair. Stay for a couple of breaths, and then heads down, forward fold. Awesome job. One breath in, bring your hands up, and then palms to be in front of you. All right, from here, we're gonna pull it all together, what we just did, the ski jumpers, into a more aerobatic sequence. Okay, so from here, you can just directly come into a ski jumper with your right foot on your left side. Okay, let's see if we can switch directly to the other side from here. And feel free to swing your arms a little bit. Well, at my level, I don't do that when I'm skiing yet, but what is important is that you're feeling the pivots in your knees, in your hips, and your ankles. That's what we're looking for. Awesome job. All right, and then after a couple of times, hands up, and then palms down. Let's relax a little bit in a mountain pose. All right, so the last pose is for you to really get used to feeling like your body is slightly leaning forward when you're skiing. So we're gonna do a dancer's pose. Okay, so to get there, first bring your right foot to be close to your right hip. Okay, so this is also a great quad stretch and a hip stretch. Okay, so first just stay here for a couple of breaths. Make sure that your knees are actually parallel to each other. So if I turn to you, it kind of looks like this. All right, so stay on the left side of your mat though. Okay, and then we're just gonna be here for a couple of breaths. Now you can change the holding of your right hand or your right foot. Anything that makes it easy for you to hold on to your right foot as we lean forward. Okay, so breathe in, you can bring your left hand up. When you breathe out, left hand forward into a dancer's pose. Okay, so you can even be very generous with your bend on your left knee. And you can even straighten and bend your left leg a couple times to just get used to that feeling of balancing on one leg. Awesome job. Okay, just stay here for a couple more breaths. And just breathe in and out deeply through your nose and keep your gaze forward so you're steady. Awesome job. Okay, one more breath. Breathe in. And when you breathe out, come back through standing pose. Okay, so let's do it on the other side. So left foot close to your left hip. So stretch out our quads first. Once again, make sure that your knees are parallel to each other or at the same level. Okay, so just like this. This is also going to maximize that stretch in your left quad. All right, and then feel free to adjust your hand positioning. Okay, and then we're going to get into a dancer's pose. So breathe in, right hand up, breathe out, lean forward, kick your left foot into your left hand. Awesome job. Keep your gaze forward. Okay, and then that will make it more steady for you. All right, and now we're gonna try to bend our right knees to really get used to balancing on one leg and being very open in your knees. Okay, just keep breathing in and out for a couple of breaths. All right, one more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And then when you breathe in, come back into a standing pose. All right, so we're ready to close out, but to do that, to really calm down your heartbeat, let's do a couple cycles of breath with big arm swings. Okay, so breathe in, bend your knees, and then when you breathe out, palms facing up, gaze towards the sky. And when you breathe out with a bend in your knees, let's do it one more time. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and then hands to your heart center. And now you are much more ready for your ski day. I hope that you enjoy your day on the slopes. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you next time on the mat. Bye.